Hey everyone, welcome to a live YouTube update on doing some engines. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show y'all how to simultaneously set multiple engines, decoders at one time. Instead of doing one engine at one time, you can do multiples at one time. Now, before you do this, disclaimer, I highly recommend you not to do this if you're not experienced at your decoders. I've been doing this for some time now, and I've pretty much got a good hands-on on how to set my decoders. But the number one thing before you do anything is reset all the engines to factory setting, which is 3. And you take it from there. Now, the second thing you need to do is make sure all the decoders are the same. Do not do this at the same time and all the decoders are the same. Since, for instance, you got Loco in this one and you got Tsunami in that one, and then you have a QSI in that one, and then you have a Digitrax in the other one, or MRC in the next one. Don't do that, because all these decoders are different in the varies of setting speed and speed tables, the horns, and all that stuff. It's highly recommended that you make sure every decoder is the same. Do not do this if the decoder is different. So, for example, like I said, these are all Bachmans, except that one up there, it's that Southern Pacific is a Walters, but I call it a Bachman anyway because it's a downgrade to a Bachman anyway. But all of them, every single one of these has a Tsunami in them, so a Tsunami decoder. And all of these engines here, plus the 3 that's not on the table that I've already set the address to, they're all have the same Tsunami decoder, so it makes it more easier, a lot easier. It makes it easier to set the decoders. So the first thing I always do is I reset everything to 3, and when I do that, all of them is gonna see, we have established that. Now, I've already set the speed tables on everything, but what I'm going to show you on how to do it simultaneously is a short example with the volume and the bell rate. Like I said, I've already done the speed table, and as you can see, all the lights have been done. The next thing I'm going to do is set the volume rate, which is where I had before I set it low so I could show y'all. So let's go to program. 128 is the volume setting, and we're going to set it at, I'm going to set it around about 60 because I don't want to wake up the neighbors. My apartment, I live in an apartment, so I'm going to set it, fuck it, make it 70. And then push enter. As you can see, everything moved, and I'm going to do it again. Now, every time you do one, you exit out, hit power, hit the plus sign. Now, the volume is set so it's a little bit higher. And then we're going to do a test run, make sure everything. There you go. So I set the volume. Now I'm going to set my bell rate, which is called variable 114. I'm going to change the bell to a little faster bell, which would be number 5, I believe. Or number 1, I believe, I think. So let's go to program. Let's go to 114. And set it to 1. I did it twice. I exit out, hit the power key, plus sign, and we're set. Now I'm going to do something else. So, man, there's a different bell speed now. It's a little bit faster than what it was before. Now another thing I'm going to set, before I do anything else, I'm going to set the on and off bell. But first, let me make sure it's already on here. It's already on here. It automatically turns off at 10, but I'm going to change it up a little. All right. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the on and off of the bell. So, first thing first, we go to program. We're going to type in, go to 197. Actually, we're going to go to 198. That is where it initialized the automatic bell. 198. And we're going to set it to 4. Let me make sure my paperwork says 4. $198 to the value of 4. Enter. Now we're going to put in the bell on and off, which is 193. And I'm going to start it at 2. And then 194 for the off. And I'm going to set it at 5. So, exit out, power on. And there we have it. And that's how you set it. Pretty simple. Now I'm going to adjust this a little bit because I don't want that bell to go all the way up to 10. I want it to be lower. So we're going to do this again. I'm going to go to program. 194. We're going to turn the off at 3. Exit out. Power on. Okay, it shut off at 7, which is pretty good, instead of 11. And that is it. And that is how you set simultaneously a whole bunch of engines. Now what I'm going to do is start setting them all one by one. Since I have them all set at the same rate, all of them is in constant, it'll be a whole lot easier for me when I do switching, instead of trying to match each car one by one when you can do them all at one time. So let's take this one off. Let's take these off over here. Set them down here. And then we'll start setting each engine one by one. All right. We're going to set this engine. Program. Address. We're going to have it at code 4. And it's going to be 3877. Enter. Okay. Power's on. It's not moving at 3, so there we go. And there's the bell for that one. So that one is done. And we will set that one. Now let's put the Santa Fe on here. And let's set this one to the address 3529. And it's set. Turn the light on. The light is on, as you can see. And that's pretty much it. Horn, bell. Let's give it some roll. Let's see if the automatic bell kick in. There it goes. That's it. So that's pretty much it on that. I hope I was helpful for some people that's trying to set their decoders. Just leave a comment, ask questions. I'll try to answer them as much as possible. Until then, I hope y'all enjoy. Take care.